Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Phi and this is Money Philosophy. Today we will go over Tesla's technical analysis. We will revisit previous price points and see where Tesla will be in the short term and intermediate term. Over the last few days, as you can see, Tesla has been plummeting. This is not a good story for investors to tell. However, this is not the company of the short-term investment. So let's take a look at chart and let's see what we should do as traders and as investors. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I am a long-term investor in Tesla as well as investor in growth stock. I am also a trader and I would love to walk you through my investing and trading journey. So let's first take a look at the daily chart. One thing to note is that Tesla has lost the 50-day simple moving average at 682 and it is heading down. Today it crossed over 646, which was the previous support. In my last video, I call out that this is a fairly important support in between the 50 days and 200 days SMA. It lost that support. The next support level would be 599. If it loses that, it will head to 579, which is 200 days SMA. Now, if Tesla loses 200 days SMA, it is heading for bearish territory. We also notice that Tesla has an asymmetrical triangle, which are the yellow lines here, and Tesla has broken out of that asymmetrical triangle to the downside. With asymmetrical triangle, it just signals a squeeze is coming and it doesn't signal one way or another. But once the stock breaks out of that triangle to the downside or upside, that could signal continuous move toward that direction. So in this case, toward the downside. Zooming out to the weekly chart here, once again, the trend is very pronounced to have been broken out of the asymmetrical triangle. This is very bearish for Tesla. I see more downside from here. I'm a natural bull or a bull bias, if you will, so it's very hard for me to enter puts in Tesla, but this is one of the situations where I think Tesla's puts would be way better off than Tesla's calls. Continue on to the hourly chart. Today it broke through the bottom pivot line here and could not hold 646, and therefore it continued to move down. It ended the day at $629. However, after hours it moved another 9 points down, ended at around 620. Tomorrow Tesla has the range of between 602 all the way to about 654. At this point, there's more downside than upside. So if there is a bounce in the morning, I think it could bounce to about 641 or 646 to retest the previous support. Now becomes resistance. That would be an opportunity to buy a put and bring it down all the way to about 602 area. Let's also take a look in relation to the 50 days and 200 days simple moving average. You can see these two lines are now within about $100 of each other, and it could very well happen tomorrow where Tesla moved all the way down to 200 days SMA. While that is not good news, I think the faster Tesla gets to 200 days SMA, the faster it could possibly bounce. So for traders, there are two ways to trade Tesla from here. The first is that since it loses 50-day simple moving average and cross below 646, you could take a put to go all the way down to 599 and 579. In order to take a put, I would like to see Tesla bounce a little bit in the morning before jumping into put, assuming the tech sector is still weak. The price target to take off the put would be first 599 and second 579. Depending on your strike and how far you have in expiration, I would play with those two price targets accordingly. I would wait for a bounce to about 646 before taking it back down. I would not jump in, especially if there's a gap down in the morning, because at that point, put premium would be very expensive and you're taking a much higher risk. If I miss the trade, no problem. I'll wait for next time, but I would not take too much of a risk at this point. On the flip side, if Tesla crosses below 579 with volume and it gets to about 545, that is a good entry point for a call. If Tesla move further down below 545, the next point will be $500, and that is also an excellent point for a call. For investors, there are two ways to look at it. If you are an investor that has not yet fully loaded up on Tesla and you are looking for additional opportunities to buy, I would definitely buy along the way where Tesla moved down. There is absolutely no guarantee that Tesla will hit 579, so I would not just wait until 579, because if it doesn't happen, then you just miss an opportunity to buy. However, if you are already fully loaded in Tesla, you don't think you want to add any more position, but now you think there might be an opportunity for you to add. In other words, adding to your position is completely optional. Then I would definitely wait until Tesla reaches 579, and once again at around 545 is my next point to add more. If Tesla ever reaches below 500, it is a good opportunity to do two things. A is to load up on the shares, and B is to buy a leap option projecting about 2 years out with the price target of about $700. I am looking at May 28th expiration date just to give myself a couple of weeks out, and let's see what kind of risk we're looking at. As of the close of the trading day on May the 10th, the strike price is roughly about 629, 630. So I'm seeing that in order to buy a call at this point for 630 strike price, you're looking at around $33 or $3,300 for the option price. If you are looking at about $700 strike price for 2 weeks out, it is roughly $900. So it costs you about $9 in order to get you $70 out of the money call. It is not a bad price because I think the market already factored in a potential more downside. So tomorrow, this number should be significantly lower because Tesla would start it probably with a gap down. On the other hand, if we are looking at a little bit further out, let's take a look at a leap option for, let's say, June 2023, which is the farthest that I can see here. And if I'm looking at roughly 1,000 in price target, you're looking at about $14,000 to $15,000 for that option. You are buying essentially over 2 years of expiration, believing that Tesla will cross over 1,000 price target, which is not too far-fetched given that in January it was already at 900. This number, keep in mind that it will continue to go down as Tesla continue to tank. So my sweet price target point will probably be about $9,000 or even $8,000. If Tesla ever gets there, Tesla will probably need to be below 500 or 520 in order for this number to move down significantly. So keep that in mind for the leap option if you are a leap option trader. Let's go back to the chart here. Once again, I do see more downside, but I see opportunities to trade on both sides, with puts being the short-term trade and calls being the longer-term trade. The upside price target at this point, if Tesla ever makes it above 680, I do see 750 to be the next step, and the next one will be 824. Let's take a look at QQQ on the daily. QQQs right now still maintain above 50-day simple moving average, although today the sell volume is rather serious. QQQ ended the day at 148% in volume and at $325.76. Still maintaining above 325, that is 50 days SMA. So for QQQ, I don't think it is completely bearish just yet, but once it crosses below 325, we will see more downside all the way to about 302. And together with that move, you can see Tesla, Amazon, and all other FANG stocks and technology stock will move down. So be very careful right now. QQQ is holding the 50 days SMA well, but it needs to bounce strongly tomorrow in order to maintain the status above 325 and therefore bullish. As an investor in technology stocks, I am a natural bull. It is really difficult to see the stock market moving down for the last few days, but as with all corrections, the stock market will find a bottom and eventually bounce. We don't know what the bottom is. Today, we are speculating Tesla could potentially bottom out at about 580, but that is also up to volume and momentum out there. So stay convicted in your investment if you are a strong Tesla lover like myself. I do believe that the future of this company is bright, and in the meantime, every time Tesla moves down, I'm looking for an opportunity to add to my position and or potentially buying a leap option so that I can hold that option long term together with Tesla. Thank you very much for joining me for today's analysis, and until the next video, bye.